Greetings, Black Light. I'm gonna have to talk about those videos I just posted today to before I go on to further connect the dots. Now, what I'm showing you is the fact that they've been tricking us. That's the reason why they held us back from reading, writing, and arithmetic 300 years. The reason why they held us back from voting. The reason why every time we build ourselves a town or a city, they come in and terrorize us. The reason why they drag the men out uh, in the middle of the night, the black man, the Ku Klux Klan, they owe us reparations too. The Ku Klux Klan, the Israel, yeah, Israel. See, they the trick master. But before I get to them, let me finish setting the rest of my zip videos up. You ever ask yourself why you don't hear other brothers talking the way I talk? They say, well, I heard some brothers say, well, if I go too deep, we'll get kicked off, or either they'll shut us down some kind of way. You know, then that shows that it's not no freedom of speech. It shows that it's not no freedom of speech here. The things they do expose themselves, but we get our feelings hurt, and we don't think on how to attack them for doing these corrupt, wrong things. They say one thing out the side of their mouth and do another. That's been happening, all the time. Every president say one thing and do another. I don't care if he's black or white, because they got to follow a script. Now, it's easy for them to get took over. When they borrow that money, when they put in the Constitution, we got the right to borrow money, but we want to print our own money. You know, whoever they borrow the money from, control. They charge interest, and they say they're a Christian nation. Well, usually is against the Bible, against Jesus. Everything they said that they were Christians, you could tell that they lying, because they don't believe in what they say. They don't, and the Jews don't believe in Moses. They didn't believe what Moses was telling them. He had a hard time trying to convince them about who God was, the real God. Remember they wandered in the desert for 40 years, you know, and then Moses said, well, I guess y'all gonna have to die out, and the next generation going. They never did learn from that. They still ain't learning. They don't want to believe that the black man is God. But we didn't throw it in their face. We let them live among us. But they just didn't want to do right. That's when we chased them over to the Caucasus Mountains. You know. Then when we started letting them back, when they started coming back in the civilization, uh, they ran game on us. They said, well, we're going to learn what you know. And then once they started building themselves up as warriors, they came and bullied us, conquered us. We done got soft and everything. And then when they did that, they put us to sleep. When they came out them Caucasus Mountains, man, they were some deep dudes. But then they put us to sleep, and we still asleep, most of us. So that's why when the Banking Act, when they were trying to, the bankers was trying to move in on the Americans. See, most of the frontier cowboys and all them, they didn't have no schooling either, man. They didn't worry about going to school. They just wanted to find some gold. That's all. Some silver or gold or oil or something. Henry Ford had a sixth grade education. You know, and Thomas, or was it Thomas Jefferson? Thomas Edison. One of them had a short education. And when Master Farad came over, Master Farad was already over here for a minute before he revealed himself. Around the time of the crash, the stock market's crash. And then he had books and wisdom that wasn't controlled by the Caucasian. And he came and, he had the wisdom of Allah, or the mind of Allah. And he gave that to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And, they thought through Farrakhan and Wallace that they had destroyed the nation. But it ain't really destroyed. When it come when what we getting ready to do is overthrow this government that's in our mind, the Caucasian. Yeah. See, everything starts with a thought. And he, for 400 years, he conditioned our minds. So we start believing that he was God. His end game is to reinvent himself with technology, like the Terminator. He want to be actually physically like the Terminator, but have human intelligence, but an artificial body, so he can live forever. He can't live in this environment on Earth. So you got to create an environment for itself. That's the reason for them chemtrails. Everything he doing, he messing with nature. Monsanto's. And black people know it's happening, but they don't know what to do about it. Because they gave us our leaders. You can't give me my leader. They don't speak for me. I speak for myself. The only one that I really know that was the real deal as a leader was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Everybody else, they falling short. So I don't care who you say that was Martin Luther King. No, he wasn't speaking for me. He wanted to merge with the enemy. Anybody that want to merge in with you, either they paid off or something wrong with them because they ain't thinking right. I know when in Detroit, when we moved over on the west side and they didn't want us over there, we ran them away from the neighborhood. When I'm talking about the Caucasian, which were Jews. They said they were Jews that lived over that way, over there on Dexter, Linwood, and Finkel. We ran them away. The motorcycle gangs, the hot rod gangs, and if they wanted to sell papers, they had to pay us. See, that's what Donald Trump is doing right now. Extortion. See, y'all taught us how to be gangsters when y'all was showing like James Cagney and Humphrey Bogart and Everett G. We was digging on them cats. Then y'all was showing all them war movies, showing war strategy to us. You know, those of us who was paying attention. See, my mother, she used to give me books like Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great to read. You know, Conquerors. So, you know, we had Army men playing with Army men, playing cowboys, playing gangsters, cops and robbers. So that's what the television fed down. That's why you got some of these young boys out here on the wild, because it's a generational thing, you know. And but we still don't know that's your game too. See, we think that's, you know, being an outlaw is cool, but that's your game too. You're an outlaw. That's your game. And you try to make it look legit. But you ain't legit and you gotta quit. You know. And I know some white boy is tough, you know, they rough. They'll kill you quicker than you blink an eye. But they don't have that divine intervention. See, you need it. The black man needed divine intervention, which then already came through Master Farad Muhammad. You know, Mr. Farrakhan, you know, he was over there in Iran. I gotta say, what's up with that, Farrakhan? I don't understand that one. Unify the brothers over here, man. Unify us before you go over there. This is Black Light.